I had dinner at my house. This was like a year ago, and like 9 people were there, and the discussion was about, in your lifetime, out of all of the people you've ever known, what percentage of them ended up doing what they wanted to do with their lives? Percentage was 3%.
And there was one day I was sitting at my kitchen table with my wife writing some very big checks to lots of lawyers, and and I said, if something doesn't change, we could lose everything.
Laziness is something I really can't tolerate. So, because of laziness, I think that speaks of a sense of entitlement. And that's just not a good look in this industry.
For many, many years, I had told myself, look, if things don't work out, I will raise money and I will make an independent film myself.
If I have to rob a bank to get the money to make this movie, I hope I can shoot it before I go to trial. I mean, that's the type of stuff I was thinking.
That was the hardest moment, just because I felt like if I wasn't the cheerleader anymore, everyone else could potentially walk away.
An independent film is a really, independent film means very little money. But very little money often leads to much more creativity.
Where does someone go to figure that out? That's interesting.
Movie sets.
And just be sort of in the background?
No.
Oh.
You got to do your own. I mean, I just personally believe if you want to be a film director, you need to just be a film director.
I've kind of always had to try to find my own way to get these films made. It's always come together in some really sort of strange, untraditional way after like 3 years of people telling me no. Like, both my movies have been that path.
And one of them is to learn how to sustain yourself financially, how to make a living in the business, and what it takes to do that. And the things that are most satisfying to your heart and soul are not the things that are generally going to bring you the most money.
It's going to be hard, if not impossible, to get what you want out of this business unless you really have the ability to push through those moments. When it's the hardest thing for you in the world and you feel like just crushed, if you can push past that, I think you have what it takes to stay in this industry.
The other day I was trying to figure out, what exactly I do, I've done like 25 feature films, but if you really analyze what exactly I do, like 9 to 10, whatever, I put in 12 hours a day all my life, 99% of the time it's spending in trying to make a movie. Right. It's not actually making the movie. The actual time that you make the movie when you're on a set making the movie is like the vacation.
Nothing was happening and I wasn't sure what to do. And then I thought, I've got to change my life. I have to change. I can only change my career if I change my life.
There's that expression, go big or go home. I think you should go small or go home. On your first project, do something that is not so ambitious that you're not going to make it to the finish line.
But I realized that if I do it full time, I have to do it full time, and more than full time. When we're filmmakers, we're working every hour we can, trying to get this content made, looking good, and then ultimately distributed and marketed.
It's a tough thing. It's a very tough, sad situation. But at the end of the day, you got to do what the hero of a movie has to do, and that is, if you want it bad enough, you got to overcome those deep-seated fears and somehow find the courage to step up.
Anybody can make a film now. It's like owning a typewriter or being a novelist. You want to write novels? Write novels. Published or not. You want to make films? Stop worrying about the festival. Stop worrying about the industry. Worst thing ever for art. And just make movies. There's your Gipper speech.